This will find out if I'm full of piss and wind or I can actually ride this trail at a relatively reasonable lick. So, this will be fun. So yesterday, I came onto that lane with Marcos on his 1250 GSA and I came on my 1300. And I said, and I've said it a few times now, I would love to have a go on this road, or this lane, should I say, on a lighter bike with knobblies. And I'm not one for manifestation, but if it does work, it's worked. So I'm going to do that lane again on my 1300, and I've got a cracking little bike here, which I'm actually genuinely excited to go on, and that doesn't happen very often. Let me show you what I mean. What's interesting for me is I've not done any green laning of any note really, apart from the summer of 95 on an AR50 and a Honda 250 Super Dream. For reference, we have my 250 something kilo R1300 GS, and then we have, ignore the 125, a Honda 250 XLR. This is going to be fucking mega. So what we're going to do is I'm going to follow this chap round and film it a bit, and then he's not insured to ride my bike, nor would he want to, because he'd have to replace it if he binned it. And then I'm going to do a loop of the track on my own again. But this will find out if I'm full of piss and wind or I can actually ride this trail at a relatively reasonable lick. So this will be fun. So before we get going, let's hear it. A proper bike. Let's do this. So back from the ride. As I said, I'm going to put these two pieces of footage side by side, so we'll see how good or not I am. I think we both all know the answer to that. The key thing that was really interesting is I was braking like I would on my GS, and that it has all the component parts of a front brake, but not necessarily braking in a way. And I was just saying to the chap that I'm with that the confidence that I have going, even on this relatively, let's say, light gravel or heavy gravel, whatever you want to call it, is the confidence that the front end's not going to wash out. And I will show you the seat height in a minute, and I think that's the other part of it, that I am on my tiptoes. But let's have a walk around the bike. Let's give it a proper review. So, the Honda, not 125, 250 XLR on a 98 plate in white with this fetching red seat. I will say, for me, that seat is a very, very slidey thing. It has a mirror, so that's a thing. Which is nice done in some sort of crazy paving thing. It has a button there and some buttons here. Funny enough, I would say the switchgear here is still nicer than the switchgear on the Moto Guzzi, unfortunately. What I will say, riding this bike, it's the closest I've ever felt to being at the start of the original Lost Boys, which was fun. The owner says the front wheel's got a slight buckle in it, which I didn't notice too much. It's a kickstart. It has no battery. It's a magneto. It sounds cracking, and I should imagine it's bulletproof. You could put this in the bottom of a pond and pull it out and it'll start. Yeah, this is a cool bike. He's saying I should get one. In fact, he was just telling me earlier that there's a enduro course done by Honda in Somerset for 200 and something quid. And I think after doing this today, when he told me earlier I wasn't that fussed, but doing this today and really noticing the lack of confidence I have on that front wheel, even for the road, I think it would probably benefit. So let's have a quick look at the seat height. One last thing I want to say about this. This I think was 900 quid. It's got an MOT, it's taxed, it's cheap to insure, and it's done 19,000 miles. You find me a better way to spend 900 quid and get good at riding off-road, and I'd be interested. Cheers.